name is Faye Cofield. I've been a resident of Stonecrest for 20 years, and I am totally disgusted by what I'm seeing. And I have some problems with a lot of this that's going on. We have a city that was promised one thing, and like the signs of the opposition said, it was all a trick. We are now expected to pay our mayor $85,000 a year. Now, what we need to look at is what the other cities make. I gave each one of you a copy of the Georgia study on what mayors are making. The mayor in Brookhaven makes $16,000. Decatur, $6,400. Dunwood, which we compared ourselves to, $16,000. Johns Creek, $25,000. Peachtree Corners, $9,000. Now, I need to know what you guys are going to do that is so much greater than that. Because the last time I looked, we don't even have a sign out here to let people know they enter Stonecrest. We do not have a zip code, and since we don't have a zip code, we can't be a city. We can't keep using my phone as zip code for our city. Now, it might seem fair to you that the mayor gets $85,000, but I'm like this. I travel. And I look at what does it take for a mayor to run a city. And to say that he's going to get $85,000, you got to show me something. Each one of you, when you ran, you promised that you had people that were ready, willing, and able to hit the ground running and bring businesses here. So far, the only business I've seen has been a Bojangles and a Fletcher. Now, the things that Mr. Allen is building, those are private businesses that aren't going to impact us. So here's what I've got to say. If you are dissatisfied with the salary, the jobs, and responsibilities, you need to resign. Every day we have Congress people, federal people who leave their job. We've had congressmen that have resigned this season. We've had senators that have resigned this season. We've had other people resign this season. You signed up for a job. This city is less than a year old, and you got the nerve to fix your face, to come back and ask for a raise. You're wrong. You know you're wrong. And I will end up by saying this. If you are the taxpayer, then you ask that kind of money when you know that people here can't afford it. You knew the splash was coming. That's why you want this splash money so you can increase the salaries and benefit your paper. But don't forget, some of you are coming up for election, and we will remember this. Don't forget, we got a recall section in our Constitution, and don't forget, we ain't playing.
We are married and council members. I am Barbara Reed, resident 30 years at 3507 Condensed Drive, Stonecrest, Georgia. I am here today to speak about some of the possible changes being recommended for the new charter. First of all, I agree with the original charter. The original charter called for a full-time mayor at a salary of $75,000. Now, I have been here in Stonecrest for 30 years. But I have not been here sitting home and doing everything else. I have been involved in this community. And if you are involved in your community, then you will not be sitting here wondering why the mayor needs $85,000 a year. It is a commitment of the time. I see these people all the time running from meeting to meeting. How many of you have asked them to attend numerous homeowners association meetings and other meetings that you are having at your church and other places? They have families. They pay the same thing for gasoline that we pay. They pay the same thing for groceries that we pay. Could you live on $20,000? Because you don't have enough time to run this city and work another job. And this is foolishness. We are here because nobody has cared enough about our community in the past. Nobody. Not even our commissioners. That's why I changed the supporting account of the city, because our commissioners don't care about us. They have not done anything to this area of the county. not our state representatives. They don't care, they don't even bother to show up. Not even our governor. So, we have Stonecrest as our city, that we as local people can run our city, and we can't do it sitting home and not being engaged and involved. Now, my recommendation for salary is to go back to the original charter of $75,000 for a full-time mayor. We don't have the infrastructure in place here. We don't have the surrounding businesses that Dunwoody inherited when they became a city. We don't have any of the infrastructure. We have to Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Joel Thibodeau. I live at 5428 Savoy Chase Crossing here in Stonecrest. I'm also the chair emeritus of the Governor's Commission on the City of Stonecrest. Almost 6 months ago, in delivering our Governor's Commission report, I recommended that this mayor's position be designated as and compensated as full-time. This is not Dunwoody or other cities in the cab. This city's infrastructure must be built from the ground up. Unlike Dunwoody, and to some extent Brookhaven, Stonecrest was not pre-built by DeKalb County. In fact, it was because of this relative neglect and indifference to our development that we endeavored to become a city in the first place, understanding that we need to do this work ourselves. Therefore, in this case, a mayor of Stonecrest must do more than simply take over administration of work already done, systems already in place, and infrastructure already built. This mayorship requires executive talent with a full-time commitment. Comparisons to other cities and what per capita income is in those cities is largely irrelevant. So now, when it comes to compensation, what are we really asking for when we demand that public servants make little or nothing for full-time commitment of their time and energy? When we say that we want people to commit all of the time, energy, and talent necessary to do a job, but refuse to acknowledge that the job requires no less than all of their available time, and then refuse to reasonably compensate them according to what is required to effectively do the job, then what are we really asking for? In my opinion, what you'll eventually wind up with is a small group of types of people. The wealthy, who can afford to give away uncompensated time, but rarely understand the struggles and needs of everyday people. Just look at the latest federal tax proposal, as far as that's concerned. Are people already of a mindset to make side deals and to sell out to lobbyists and campaign contributors because that's who pays their mortgage and that's who keeps their kids in school? Just look at the real corruption cases that are already out there. Or what about those who will walk in ready to do the job and make the sacrifice, but can't sustain it because the demand is too much? And then still others who choose just not to endeavor to do the job and make the sacrifice at all because the cost is too high. What this proposal considers is to provide a reasonable living wage to a position that demands a full-time commitment of executive level talent. Legislators are different, they can be part-time. Legislators study the issues, the legislation on the table, they deliberate and they vote. All their energy spent on public engagement is at their own discretion. We need this salary as a deterrent to corruption. I ask that you support it and changes in the charter. Thank you.
My name is Gil Taylor. I live at 3697 City. I have more of a statement than what I have proposal on the board. And it's to the mayor and the council. My concern is twofold. I think a lot of the constituents are focused on the the why. And I say that because I believe that the mayor and the council has failed us or is communicating on the what. If you can explain the what, you eliminate the why. I'm not sold, I'm not convinced that $85 is enough. That's not even an issue for me. It could be $100 if you can explain the what. And so what I'm hearing here is I don't understand the what. We need to find a common ground, or find a common message, and everybody needs to evangelize the what. And we can eliminate a lot of noise that we're hearing because everybody is stuck on the why. And most people are stuck on the why as, why 85,000? And my role in my job is evaluation time. That's the time you need to brag on yourself. Because the stuff you did in the beginning of the year, I forgot. So there's a time to brag on yourself. I haven't heard this council or this mayor brag on themselves. And I don't have a problem with bragging on yourself, explaining the what, explain the vision of what you want the city to be. And many of the constituents will understand the why. So that's my challenge. My challenge is to improve the communication. Improve the communication to all constituents. I don't need to hear a different story from a different councilor. I need to hear a consistent message. I talked to the communication director this morning about how do we evangelize the message for Stonecrest. So it doesn't matter if somebody misspoke something here, we got the same message if we go back to the website to some common ground. There's too many opinions, and most of those opinions are driven on the why. And that why is because I'm there and 85,000. Not a whole lot of money if you think about it, but it's a whole lot of money if you can't explain the what. So that if I'm not off and I can't make the meetings, if it's recorded, I can understand the what. I don't have to rely on my neighbors, my councilmen. I have a resource where I can understand the what. In this quote, I go back to the what. The what stays the same. It's the gospel. The gospel doesn't change. So create a gospel, create the message, and so that we can all go back to the source. And that's why I ask our mayor and the council. I'm not opposed or against, but I need to understand the what. And I think if you do a better job of explaining the what, you eliminate all the whys that you're hearing today. Create the vision, make it plain. Share a vision. The vision don't change, baby, right? It stays the same.
Homeowners Association. We are 3 communities, Pace, Chase, and Hill, representing over 253 households with multiple members in the household. As I stand here today because of the proposals that have been put before the council and as expressed during our board meetings and with our homeowners members, that I'm here, and as expressed during our board meetings and with our homeowners members, that I'm here to state to you that overwhelmingly I've received a lot of calls, we've had emails and communications, and we don't, I want to jump back just to say I'm troubled by the tone of this meeting and what's coming from our elected officials and from some of the speakers, so I'm hoping we can agree to disagree to allow people to express themselves and not take that personally or as something. So we're talking about government and the operation of a city that some of us voted for, some of us didn't. But the fact of the matter is, this is what we have, City of Stonecrest, and we all want to be included in part of deciding what goes on. So what I'm asking in regards to the proposal for the salary increase, for the charter changes and everything else, and what I'm hearing from our association members, the majority of, is that this is a little early in the game without the communities knowing the particulars of what's involved here. I think one young man said communication. So what I'm asking, not so much, the salary amount and all of that, the charter changes, those are issues, but I think that what we're missing and what needs to be addressed is what this is going to do, what these changes will mean in the long run. What the charter was initially is one thing, but what was approved is what stands right now. And the
What I'm saying to you is, and I know you're working hard, I don't doubt that, but this is a year in. Let's take this some time and assess where we're trying to go and why we're trying to go there. And the other key thing is how we're going to pay for this. We've got a $16 million contract with the management company. Let them manage for us. Get to where we need to be. I'm not against growth and salaries and all of that stuff, because I've been a public servant all my life, worked for the government all my life, and I know it's necessary. But what I'm saying to you is, let's table these proposals for the charter changes and the salary increases, the new positions of the COO. And what I'm saying is, let's get all of these people speaking here, giving you names, addresses, emails, telephone numbers and stuff. Get these people in a room together. Let's sit down and analyze and decide how this is going to work. Take these concerns into account and let us collectively and strategically plan where this city is going. We got your back, we'll be here. Don't let this become something personal and outside of what's good for the city. So I ask you again, table these proposals today. Do not vote on them, please. And let us hear them. Hear them. Thank you.
Roberta Prosser, Malika Wells, Lucretia Ramsey.
Kelly, I'm a resident of Stonecrest. I've lived here all my life. I'm one of the nation of the city, the business community. I see our mayor doing work full time in the city. The old adage, do what you pay for. You can't break that rule. And therefore, we support the mayor's raise. The only thing I'd say is that in less than 6 months, the mayor's accomplished more both in the city and Kent County's done in the last 10 years.
Right.
Do what you pay for. You can't break that rule. And therefore, we support the mayor's raise. The only thing I'd say is that in less than 6 months, the mayor's accomplished more both in the city and Kent County's done in the last 10 years.
Right.
And, we want to keep on going. I don't want them to be having to go down to Arizona and bust tables and pictures. Thank you. I want to go to this city. We're tearing down the hotel. We've got all kinds of exposure. The mayor will be up for re-election in a couple of years. He hadn't earned his pay. But that's thrown in. But it keeps going like it's going. He'll earn that and should earn more.